Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host, Mikey. Today is the Crochet Gingerbread Sofa Throw. This was originally using Caron Anniversary Cakes in the hook size of 8mm, size L11. And it is a 42 by 42 inch wide blanket using only one ball of Caron Anniversary Cakes. Now we can do this particular design in any kind of yarn. Just look at the ball band and look for the hook size and then use that hook size to be able to play. So what I did with this particular sample is that I let the colors just fall where they did and just kind of hooked my way through the whole thing and just stopped when I was ready to go. So this is a very easy repeating pattern, very easy to get started, and we're going to begin now. Let's begin by making a slip knot. Any slower tutorials are available here on our channel. So just let's make our slip knot and put it onto our hook. To begin, you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Insert into the beginning chain to form the center ring. And yarn over, pull through. And keep this straggler, the loose end, around the ring to catch it underneath as we move on to round number 1. Round number 1, we're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and simply just go into the center ring and you're going to place 2 more double crochet there. So with the chain 3 and these 2 double crochet, that gives you the number of 3. And now we're going to turn the corner. So anytime we're in this project, except for the last round, it's going to always be chain 2 to turn, and you are going to then come back into the center ring for 3 more double crochet. So we'll count those out together. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And please notice that I am crocheting right up over top the straggler as if it's part of the ring. Chain 2 will turn, and then 3 more double crochet into the center again. We're getting ourselves set up so we have the right stitch counts for the remaining of the rows or rounds. So we can see 3 sides are complete, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and do your last side of 3 double crochet. Now my way of finishing a round is very consistent in the last several years, and I like to do a half double crochet join to the top of the first chain 3. So after the third one is in, so I'm going to half double crochet into the top of the chain 3, and what this does is it helps the center not to twist so much. And you're going to do a half double crochet join. So this half double crochet join counts like a chain 2 would. And so by doing that, the last loop here is in the center, whereas if you just chain 2 and join, the loop would be then farther over, which causes the twist. We're moving on to round number 2 next. We're now going to start the remaining of the stitch work all the way through, but we got to get ourselves set up to do that first. So we're going to chain 1 and simply just go into the chain 2 space, which was the half double crochet join. That's what it equals, and just single crochet. Chain 1, skip the first stitch. This is the chain 3, go to the middle one, and which is the second one over, and single crochet. Then chain 1, and now come into your corner. So your corners will always be the same, except for the very last round, which is the border round. And this will be a single crochet, chain 2 to turn, and single crochet into the same space. Chain 1, skip the first double crochet, go to the middle. So we're only focused on the middles. Single crochet there, chain 1, and your corner happens to be next. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Chain 1, focus on the middle one. So skip the first one, single crochet into the middle one, chain 1, and now you're into a new corner. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. one, skip the next one, go to the middle, single crochet in, chain one, and then you're going to come into the space where you started. So half of it is already done, so you're just going to single crochet in and then just join with a half double crochet to the top of the first single crochet. And now this will get you ready then for the remaining of the rounds that are left. Let's begin. Now number 3 is the repeat. The only difference with number 3 versus the rest of them is that it gets wider and wider, so there's more spaces in between the stitches. So whenever you begin, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to single crochet into the half double crochet space. Okay, that's counting as a chain 2 space. So single crochet, chain 1, and go right directly to the next space. So skip the single, go right to the next space, single in, chain 1, skip the next single, single into the next chain 1 space. You're just going into space work. So chain 1 and go right into your corner, happens to be next. So as this gets bigger, the corners get further apart, of course. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So let's start a new side. So chain 1, skip the single, just come right into the space and go right into a space. Chain 1, look for the next space. So skipping those single crochets. Chain 1, and the corner happens to be next. So single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Start a new side. So chain 1, skip the single, go right to the spaces. So just remember you're putting in a chain 1 after each one of the single crochets. This kind of stitch, your corner's next, so it's single, chain 2, single. So this kind of stitch actually makes a thicker yarn, like the Caron Anniversary Cakes, go further in distance for use because they're using less yarn per stitch because we're skipping. So chain 1, skip to the first first chain 1 space, and keep on doing this around. And eventually you come into your final. So make sure you have that chain 1 after. So single crochet into the same space that you started with, and then half double crochet join to the top of the first single crochet. I'm going to take you through one more round and then I'll show you how to do the border next. So moving on to round number 4, I don't know if you need to keep a count of the rounds, but in the particular sample that you see, there's 55 rounds of what I'm showing you before there's 2 final rounds of the border. So to begin a new round, chain up 1, single crochet into the first space, and then chain 1, and then just jump to your next space. So pull it apart with your hands. If you don't see the space, it's after the single, and make sure you chain 1 after each time you do that. So this kind of stitch goes really quite quickly. It's used in a lot of clothing. And now your corner's next. So the corner is further out than it was before, obviously, because you're getting bigger. So single, chain 2, single into the corner. Don't forget to chain 1 before you start jumping to next stitches. So chain 1, go to your next space. It's one of those types of projects where you can actually watch TV really quite easily with this. Chain 2 to turn. So it's single, chain 2, single, and then just keep on moseying around with this. So you can change colors at the beginning or of any of the rounds that you would like to do if you like color play. In the particular sample that I showed you, I just let the colors just fall where they did. I just wanted something easy to be able to stitch to. Okay, so you just keep on going around. Okay, and now we're back at the beginning again. So at the beginning then, you're right where you are, you're going to half double crochet join, and then you're going to start a new round. So it's just going to get bigger and bigger, and even with regular yarn like this, it's going to work out really quite lovely. Let's begin the final border. So you'll do up to round number 55 like this, and then the next one I'll show you what number A is, and then we'll move to finally number B. Once you're ready for the final border, it can be applied at any time, any round will do, it doesn't matter. And so we're going to start by chaining one and single crocheting into the beginning space. Sorry, just 1 second, gotta make sure the cat's not gonna jump out. Okay, so we're gonna come to your next space and you're going to apply 2 single crochets into that space. Notice that I did not chain one after a corner. So then go to your next space and 2 single crochets into that space. And you're gonna do that all the way to the corner. So go to your next space, 2 singles in. So this is gonna thicken up. So go to your next space. And then finally the corners next. In the corners, you will apply 3 single crochets. So we did 1, 2, and 3, and that allows it to turn nicely. And then you just keep on going down the next sides. So it'll be 2 into each of the spaces. So it'll make your edge look more finished than leaving the chain 1 spaces on the edge. In the corner, again, 3 single crochets. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and then keep on going down the sides. This is really quite a popular stitch. It's known by 3 names as the linen stitch, the granite stitch, or the moss stitch. In the corners, there's 3 single crochet to turn. So we're going to come down our final side. So jumping to your first space, 2 into each. Now, because I don't like to waste yarn, especially when it's thick yarn, I did 1 more round after the 55 were done. So we did 55 with border, and then I did 1 more round because there was enough yarn on my ball to do that. So in the last space where we started with, there's going to be 1 single crochet and then another single crochet. So it gives you a total count of 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and join to the beginning single crochet. We're going to do our final round number B, and that's next. Final round number B, we're going to start in your very next stitch, and you're just going to go all the way around and you're just going to slip stitch. Be very careful when you slip stitch that you're not too tight, just be easy up on it. It's very easy to over tighten this kind of stuff. So what this is doing is it's creating a final edge that's going to stand out towards you. So you're just going in the regular stitch work. Corners, we don't worry about putting extra stitches in. We're just going to follow around and slip stitch in every stitch. So we just naturally turn the corner on its own. And what this is doing is it's smoothing off the corners beautifully. At the end of this round, I'm going to show you how to join it, especially with slip stitching involved. It does a lump on the outside of the stitch if you don't finish it off the way that I'm about to show you. So as we're coming all the way back around, we're just slip stitching in, and you can see it's double thickening the border by doing this. It's such an easy technique to do. Okay, this is the final stitch, and the next stitch is part of the slip stitching. So what I want to do is that I want to just trim my yarn right here. Now I'm going to pull up a loop. You notice that I did not join it already. I'm just going to pull the loop out, and I'm going to use a tapestry needle to feed that through the funnel. So what I'm going to do is from the back side, push it underneath where you would normally stick the hook going this way. So just pull it out towards you. And right where this is coming out of, right here, go back into the center of that. And what you're doing is you're mimicking the look of a finished stitch. Turn it now to the back and secure it. Now the trick to securing it is to make sure that you are not just going between the strands, but actually separating the plies. So, and it even helps if you try to separate the ply of the yarn that you're currently feeding through. And you're just going to go back and forth a total of 3 times. Any loose ends you want to do the same principle with. And then you can safely trim out everything that you need. And you would have your mini, I guess Barbie size at this moment of the gingerbread blanket. We hope you've enjoyed, and please consider subscribing and following along.